Welcome into Dover High School for today's girls basketball game between the visiting 5th-ranked Padua Pandas and a record of 8-3, and the Dover Senators with a record of 4-5. These two teams met last year with the Pandas winning by 5 points on the road, 61-56. In that game, Padua recorded 17 steals against Dover. Abby Grillo led the way with 22 points. She had 7 boards and 6 of those steals, playing as a junior last year. She's one of the leaders this year on Padua's team. Meanwhile, Dover graduated several girls that led them to the Henlopen Conference title last year and a quarterfinal spot in the tournament, losing to eventual state champ Ursuline Academy. Let me bring in my broadcast partner for this afternoon's ball game, Mike Lang. And Mike, it looks like we're going to go pretty much right to the national anthem. So we'll bring you in right after that.
That was nice.
And then we'll get underway with the tip.
Nice talking to you, Glenn.
Yeah. All right, we had to play our national anthem. Now let's bring in our broadcast partner, Mike Lang, and talk first about Padua.
I've seen them several times, Glenn. As my day job, I cover the Catholic schools, including their athletic team. So I've seen a lot of Padua. They are they like to shoot. They have some good shooters. They brought in, and you mentioned Grillo, Abby, second year at Padua. They brought in Sophia Buffon from St. Mark's. Sophia's right here in front of us. She's also a great shooter. Liliana DeMarco can shoot. Abby Hayes, and kind of the unheralded member that starting lineup is Kai Durante, number 50. Is just a sophomore. She's not very tall, but she likes to get underneath and penetrate. And so they have 5 scoring options out there, but the main ones are going to be Grillo and Buffon. They like to run under Coach Denise Sackett, and they're having a great season. I think they're 8-2.
Yeah.
And just a great turnaround for the Pandas.
Starting 5 for Padua out on the floor right now. Sophia Buffon, Abby Hayes, Lily DeMarco, Abby Grillo, and Kai Durante, and they control the opening tip. Dover starting 5. We have Amani Sudler. As Padua underneath, can't get the shot to go, in Dover with the rebound. The rebound is Sarah Ziana Benson, one of the starting 5, along with Moore, Epps, and Harper.
Yeah, I saw Dover last year. I haven't seen him this year. Benson can score. She gets underneath and gets open. She's got a little bit of height. That ball is laid in there, I think, by number 4. That was Lily Harper. She had 8 points Dover's last game out. Dover 19-5 last year. I don't know how they're doing this year, though. I did look at it. Oh, 3-3.
In the conference.
In their conference. I forgot about that conference play.
Yep, and 4-5 overall under head coach Jahi Davenport and his staff. And there's a whistle and a traveling, double dribble violation committed. So Dover with the early lead, 2-0 here as we're just underway. Once again, Padua, they've had maybe some down years over the past decade, but they're coming back strong this season.
Yeah, they're having an excellent year. They played their losses to St. E's and to Ursuline, so they're playing a tough schedule, and Denise has done a great job in her 3 years or so. Padua, the 3-pointer up there from Amani Sudler.
Hey, Ben's got the rebound, missed. And then finally with another second chance opportunity, it's Ice Epps.
It's the second ice I've come across in Delaware, isn't it? Ice play for, who's the ice in the guys?
Well, I'm not sure.
There's one of the boys players. I'd have to go look at my roster.
Just inside the arc, shot, a little off the mark. Offensive rebound, put back, and that's up and good. I didn't see who got the shot. I think it was number 10.
Yeah, it was Kai Durantry that got the rebound. Like we mentioned, she's not the tallest out there, but she likes to get underneath. Dover looks like they have a little bit of a height advantage here, Glenn. We'll see how much of that plays well. There's a block from Grillo.
Yeah. Breakaway for her. Lays it in with the right hand. We're tied at 4.
And Dover's in, we mentioned the Henlopen North. It's a tough conference with Cape Henlopen. But how about Polytech hanging a loss on Cape last week?
Poly, Cape, and Smyrna are the top 3 teams in the Henlopen North. There's a miss there. Dover's lost all 3 of them, so that's 3 of their 5 defeats. And the other one was to Caravel, another really good team.
Yeah, you said it. Caravel, and Caravel's right up there with Ursuline and Sanford as far as the top 3.
Yeah, we've got our top 10 here when we need to refer to it. There's another layup, and that's up and in.
I believe that was that Hayes? They're putting no, it's Linda DeMarco.
Yep.
Glenn, you mentioned we have the player scores up there for this game. We did not have that for the boys' game. By the way, if this game turns out like that one, what a trip to Dover for us, huh?
It would be fantastic and a huge upset if Dover could hang the entire game with these Pandas. They are right now, though, down 6-4, and now there's a steal, and that's another steal right back in the lane. The left hand, still too strong. Battle for the loose ball. I think we got a tie-up.
And you can see, well, if maybe I'm not sure where the shot was. While the Padua was playing 5-on-3 underneath, they've got 2 players leaking back, ready for that long distance run out. They love to run.
Our officials for the game, 2 of the guys who did the earlier boys game, in Chuck Jameson and Don Bailey, and then they're joined by Virgil Green. That's our group of officials for this ball game. A loose ball action finally. Dover picking up.
Virgil's blocking our view.
Yeah, it happens. Nick and I were talking, Nick Alessandrini and I, during the boys' game, saying, it's great to be courtside. We were right down here where the action is. There's a 3-point attempt, and she called the bank is open.
That was Harper, right?
That's Harper, sorry. Yep, 5 for her.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a Dover girls game. We have. And we've actually done a game here, a Dover girls game. It's been a while.
That shot was deflected, and they got her on the wrist. So a foul there will send Padua to the line. And that will be number 30, Abby Grillo.
It's funny, Glenn, I spent a lot of time at Padua, and the difference between the 2 gyms is it couldn't be any much more different.
It's a little bit more cavernous.
A little bit.
First free throw is up and good.
Padua's got about 5 rows of bleachers on each side, nothing on the ends. I mean, it's a great place to watch a game. Don't get me wrong, you were right on the action.
Second attempt by Grillo was also good, and then a tie game at 7.
A lot more parking here, too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the problem of having a school in a big city. Good passing by Dover, but they can't handle it in the paint. Loose ball, won by the Senators. But again, we got another tie-up. Good hands by Padua defensively.
Yeah, it's going to be Padua basketball. I like what I've seen from Dover. A lot of movement, getting open. You're going to need to do that against Padua. It's a very, very aggressive team, and you're going to have to shake free. You're going to need some screens. You're going to need to move a lot. And so far, Dover's hanging right in there.
Yeah, early on in this one, a 1-point game. Good pass, bounce pass right back. Penetration, laying it up, and got it to roll in, and good. That bucket is made by number 23, Lily DeMarco, 4 for her.
DeMarco had a great game the other night against, not Kenneth, whoever. These games all run together. And she went inside over and over again, and we've seen that twice so far from Lily.
Dover got out to a good start in this game. Right now they're down by 3 to the 5th-ranked Padua Pandas.
Yeah,
Under head coach Denise Sackett, only in her 3rd season. She had a rough year the first year, but overall record now 31-21. They had a good season last year.
They did. They're a very good team.
She played for Padua, too, from 94 through 97. There's a 3-point shot on the way, back of the rim.
Yeah, people remember her as Denise Igo back then, about 30 years ago.
Yep, now using the hyphenated I go second. The starting five scores a lot of the points for Padua. There's a miss out high. Matter of fact, they score 47 points per game.
She doesn't go, if she plays players, but the starters are going to get most of the minutes. This is what happens in a lot of teams, but
yeah,
she'll go deep into the bench, but nobody's getting a ton of minutes.
That shot up with a left hand, a little bit too strong by Dover. Padua up by 3 with the basketball. Rather fast-paced game. Just inside the circle, that shot's money.
Yeah.
And that's Durantry.
This is Padua's second game against the Henlopen North team this year. They took care of Caesar Rodney in the second game of the season.
That's a team that Dover beat recently.
They're rebuilding down there at CR.
Same thing here with Dover this year. They graduated a lot of talent off of that team last year that won the Henlopen.
We just see the passes, outlet, and they just want to run. It's an appealing style of play for players, and to helping Denise get girls interested in playing basketball at Padua. You can get them up there, and they're going to run. A little difference here. You're not going to run into a wall
right
3 feet after the ball goes out of bounds.
DeMarco, Grillo, and Durantry, each with 4 points to lead the way. There's a 3-point shot, right corner. That one misses everything. And Padua runs down the rebound in the right corner, left corner, but I think they stepped out of bounds. So Dover will take over. Just a $1:37 to go here in this opening quarter.
See, now she brought in Riley Bransfield and Gianna Graham, the freshman on the team, in the first quarter, which doesn't happen too often unless they're in foul trouble, but she's getting some players in.
She only has 4 seniors, but they're pretty important. Dover, good pass
nice
inside,
pass.
And just a little too strong with the shot off the window.
Yeah, those are shots
Dover's coach wants to call a timeout.
Those are shots that Dover's going to have to hit. They can't be missing too many of those.
Yeah.
It's 12-7. They're hanging in there, but that's a shot. And Benson is a good player, and she will make most of those, but she's kind of rushed it a little bit, I think, on that one.
She scored 19 points the last time out. I believe they had a win earlier this week over Milford. Not a whole lot of information available on Dover stats-wise. Sudler scored 15 in the last game. Lily Harper had 8.
It happened in a vacuum, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm going to thank Kevin Turner, the AD down here at Dover, for allowing us kind of relatively short notice to come down here and do this doubleheader this morning or this afternoon.
Kevin always welcomes us down here. He sets us up.
Pretty good accommodations here, man. I'll tell you. Yeah, we do a lot of games here at Dover. Obviously, regular season and postseason. And Denise does a little of everything down there.
Coach had the towel wiping up the wet spot.
But yeah, thanks to Kevin and the people here at Dover, and I just love coming down. This is beautiful facility.
Yeah,
it's so nice. It's so nice in here.
Great seating. I love the scoreboard when you have the players listed up there. You don't get that at every gym. Of course, we didn't have it in the boys' game.
You don't get that at any gym, really. A couple.
Yeah.
Smyrna, maybe. I think maybe has it. Maybe Odessa. I think Appo perhaps has one.
No, Appo does
Middletown
not.
does. Middletown has that.
And there's a charging call. That'll go against Benson. Her first.
Okay, so the last game was not Kennedy. It was Wilmington Friends for
Okay.
Padua. They Friends kind of rebuilding this year, so Padua won that one, kind of going away. But DeMarco had a great game in that one.
Now, Padua, correct me if I'm wrong, they play in the Catholic Conference?
Well, there's really no Catholic Conference
Okay.
now. There's only a couple teams. St. E's is in the Diamond State, as is Archmere.
Too strong on the three-point attempt.
So you're left with St. Mark's, Ursuline, and Padua, all kind of non-conference teams.
Pandas get back so quick and set up in their zone.
The conditioning is great. They can go for 32 minutes.
Well, that's one thing. Dover likes to run, and they want to get down the floor quick, but Padua is so fast defensively, and they're almost as a turnover.
We hit the final 10.
Floater in the lane, side of the rim. Padua's have it. I don't know whether they have time to get a decent shot off.
What Hayes can put up here.
Just inside of midcourt, top of the backboard. 1 quarter in the books, 12-7, Padua on top. Dover was tied at 7, so it's a 5-0 run here for the Pandas. All right, we'll be right back with second quarter action after this.
Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Back here courtside at Dover High School, Padua with a 12-7 lead over Dover at the end of 1 quarter. Glenn Fraser alongside Mike Lang. Jason Winchell is in the house. Nick Halliday's up there running the camera for us. Hope he doesn't fall asleep. Sometimes, you know, that he doesn't follow the ball all the time. We got to keep him awake. Producing for us is Nick Alessandrini.
Pat was here for the boys game either. Everybody, Benny Fulton was in the house.
I know.
Like,
We had everybody but Benny Mitchell.
it was a staff meeting here. Benny missed it, yeah.
He's our wrestling guru.
And then Hollywood, not here today. We'll have to get Hollywood on some basketball games.
He has been. We've had him down here. I think you had a boys final to tell us about from up the road.
Right, so today in Wilmington, it was a Flight A versus Flight B. Howard with a double-digit win over Middletown. And Wildcats will be moving up the rankings.
Middletown hasn't played that many games. That shot short off the side of the rim. And you're right, Padua was pushing the pace. That shot's errant.
Yeah, it was probably not the best move there.
Benson with a
don't let
rebound.
him take that shot there. Don't let him miss a couple. Oh, that was close to a backcourt. They need to get Benson's not even out there. They need to get her started. Yes, she is. She's got the ball now.
Yeah.
So Benson, they got to get her started. And they need some three-point shooting from Harper and Sudler. They're only
Low
down
scoring
5, though.
affair
Yeah,
here.
They're only down 5.
Yeah.
But they have nobody underneath, so right now they're tough to get anything going.
Dover doesn't go too deep off the bench. And they're a very young ball club. So we mentioned they graduated quite a few integral players.
Yeah, the Milstead sisters both played here, I think, and I think they play basketball. I know they play volleyball. I can't remember. In fact, I remember anybody from Dover Glen at my advanced age is a miracle.
Coach Davenport was calling out some signals in the half-court set. Now we've got a whistle across the floor from us.
Blocking foul.
Foul's going to go against Lily DeMarco. That's her first. Both teams have committed just one foul. I thought Dover committed a foul earlier. I see it off the board now. Thought we had a foul.
Second quarter, they may have erased it. In this quarter.
That's exactly right. New quarter, yeah.
I'm still getting used to that.
Benson
5 fouls
got one.
in the quarter.
Really good half-court defense by Padua, not letting Dover get a good look. Step back, jump shot, and that's too strong. Benson was blocked out.
Yep, Padua's really making them, going to beat them from the outside if you're going to beat them.
Good pass down the floor. That shot up and in by Abby Grillo. Give her 6. Yeah, if Dover's going to stay in this game with Padua, they got to finish with Benson down underneath. And right now they just can't get anything going in the half-court set. Just inside the arc, shot off the mark. And we'll go over to Padua. Yeah, interesting. We have 2 of the same officials we had for the boys game just a little while ago. Usually they bring a complete new set of officials into the second game.
I think she was on the line, but it's not going to go in. I think part of that, there were some snow makeup games today, and maybe they just didn't have enough referees to do a fresh set.
And we got a whistle here, a turnover, a double dribble on Dover, but that's just good defense by Padua. And number 11 over there, Abby Hayes.
You mentioned that Middletown Howard game. That was a snow makeup game today.
Yeah, and we've had quite a few postponements for that. That one week was horrible.
Downstate. It only cost us a day, really, above the canal. Glenn, we got a couple of girls basketball finals. St. Elizabeth, who was ranked, I believe, 4th in our rankings. There's right in front of me. Well, they went up to Red Bank Catholic today in New Jersey, and it did not go well for the Vikings.
We saw Red Bank at the Viking Invitational.
And let me tell you, the Caseys, that is a team that can really play, and they beat St. E's by 42 points. I think they had 4 or 5 Division I recruits on that team. So
that team was amazing. Them and that Arrowhead team from Wisconsin. Oh my goodness,
that was a fun game. It's going to look like a bad loss for St. E's, but St. E's is that's from a young team. They're a young team. So Conrad, a big win over Odyssey Charter, and Tatnall went down to Glasgow today and won. The only finals we have today, 3 girls finals.
Yeah. I want to get you to talk about some of the top 10 teams here when we get a break in the action. 5 minutes to go in the half. Good defense right now around the perimeter by Dover. Baseline jumper, that's up and good. Smooth shot up there by Sophia Buffon, her first points of the game.
Yeah, she's fitting real well here at Padua in her first year. And it seems like her shot has improved from last year.
Kick out shot. And Dover will I don't really see them taking the outside shots. They take a jumper at the foul line. That was blocked.
Now there you go with Benson getting open underneath. She got fouled. She didn't finish there, but they finally got somebody open. That just hasn't happened much today. Sophia Buffon's dad, Brandon, of course, the Salesianum standout from back in the 90s, is Brandon's across the gym. I see him sitting over there. So the genes run deep. And her brother, Brandon, is a walk-on for the University of Delaware.
Durante committed the personal foul. Her first. And the team's second here in their second quarter as we're approaching the midway point here in the second quarter. Benson's second free throw is good. She makes 1 out of 2.
It's been a long drought for the Senators, and they get that point on the board.
Yeah, it was 10-7, so it was a 6-0 run. Actually, I think it was tied at 7, so a better run than that for Padua.
Nice,
good pass.
Nice look.
Nice dime.
Molly Mager just found who scored that
DeMarco.
DeMarco underneath, and Mager doesn't play a ton, but man, what good vision from her on that play.
Great plays to see, and that's unselfish basketball. Sharing the ball by the Pandas. Benson at the free throw line. Kicks it back out.
I like what you got to try to get inside, and she's calling Benson. A nice play over there.
That jump shot's too strong. Dover trying to run down the loose ball. They do. Into the paint, floater. That won't go. Benson, the offensive rebound on the putback. Give her 3 points.
And Dover trying to get inside. I think that's going to work for them. I mean, Padua is very aggressive. You can get them in foul trouble.
Yeah, they don't go very deep off their bench either.
No, they don't.
Nice bounce pass. Nothing there, though. Dover collapsed on the shooter. 3-point attempt that's just a little off the mark. Dover with the rebound. We're down to 3:10 to go in the half.
And, of course, the other final right here was St. E's 50 to over 48 in the boys action that we had on our Vimeo channel that people may not have seen if they're interested in that final, 50 to 48 St. E's.
And if you want to go back and watch that, I think Nick Halliday uploads it within a day or two onto YouTube so that you can go back and take a look at that game. It was an exciting ball game.
Yeah, it was. We appreciate everybody who is subscribing to our Vimeo and helping us improve the quality of our streams.
And it's not a whole lot of money that we're asking for. It's very inexpensive. And number two, we're going to share the portion with. We're going to share the profits with the participating teams.
Yep. If you buy a candy bar, you could get our Vimeo channel. So we're down to 2.5 to go here.
Dribble penetration, good dish underneath, but quickly the defense on her. Left wing 3 ball. Oh, that had good. Looked like that was gone down. Hit the rim twice. Padua was like the run. Dover got back, though. They push it down in the left corner. That 3-point shot's good. And I think that was Sophia Buffon.
Yep. Glad we got a number 14 on the floor that I don't see on the roster here for Dover. We'll have to do some investigating at halftime.
I saw a number 14 in the game against Smyrna when I went back to look at film. And again, you're right, not on the roster.
Benson just drive it in there, take it up.
Benson, good
There
strong
you go.
move.
Good job by Sarah Ziona Benson.
5 points for her, all in this quarter. 21-12. Padua under 2 minutes to go in this second half.
She could
second
have her
quarter.
way underneath there. She just wanted to use that body a little bit.
Top of the key, can't get the bounce off the rim. Second chance for Padua, and that one rims out. Again, Dover wants to run, but Padua will not allow him to do it. Left hand, nice
shot.
extension with the left hand.
Sudler.
Amani Sudler, first points of the ball game.
I don't know if she get enough elevation on that shot to get it in, but that looked like Nick Alcindrini driving the lane.
You got to have the right amount of English. And she did that. 7-point Padua lead. 3-point attempt on the way.
Great play by Sudler.
Oh, good job to get the second chance and then a foul. And going to the free throw line will be Grillo.
Yeah, well, the offensive rebounding pays dividends there for Abby Grillo. We have some wholesale changes coming in here in a second.
Yeah, it looks like 2 for each team. I see Gianna Graham getting ready to come in for Padua.
And it looks like Abby Hayes is the second one down.
You are correct.
And another Panda, so.
First free throw off the mark.
Bransfield.
All right, and coming in for Dover, you had.
We have one for the shooter here, so Grillo will be coming out.
Looks like Ice Epps came back
Ice.
into the game.
Riley Bransfield, by the way, number 4. The quarterback for their flag football team. She's got an arm.
Oh, we'll have to keep an eye on her on those full court passes. We
She,
saw the boys team do that a couple of times today. Second free throw's good. They get all the subs in. Grillo makes 1 out of 2. 7 points for her.
We streamed that flag football championship game, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I love having the side of the scoreboard lit up here at Dover. You can see the 5 that are on the floor for each team, how many fouls they've committed and the points they've scored. Now, somebody jokingly told me that apparently St. E's didn't pay the $10 to put that on in the first game.
Well, they probably didn't want it on for a while.
3-point attempt by Benson. That's off the
I think
mark.
That should be Padua basketball. He swatted out of bounds by Dover.
As we mentioned, this is one of the few scoreboards in the state that has this luxury. I know I've seen at least one other.
Middletown has it. At one end. And we have no clock moving. There we go. I think they're running down to how much?
26, I believe
26.
he said. Yeah. Padua with an 8-point lead. And the basketball here.
You know, Glenn, I don't know about you. I've run the clock at CYM basketball games, and sometimes you just start watching the game, and you forget.
You forget your job.
That's right. I was trying to get fired. That was the deal.
Step back, 3-point shot. That's short. 15 seconds. Dover with the ball.
Yeah, and for as much as I think Padua outplayed them for a stretch, Dover scores here. They're only down 6 or 5.
Harper, dribble penetration. That shot missed everything. Buffon will heave it from midcourt.
But she fouled.
Did they call a foul?
They did not.
She hit the deck.
And Denise Sackett wants a foul, but
Nope.
she's not going to get it.
All righty, 22-14. That's the score that we have at the end of one half here at Dover High School. And we'll be back with our scorers, updates, and maybe other scores from around the state in high school basketball. We'll do that right after these messages on Delaware Live.
Happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most.
Back here at halftime at Dover High School, where the Dover Senators and Padua Pandas are doing battle. 22-14, 8-point lead for the Pandas at the half. Here are our scoring numbers for the first half team-wise. For Padua, Sophia Buffon with 5 points, 6 points for Lily DeMarco, and 7 for Abby Grillo. So those, and 4 points for Durantry. Those four have done all the scoring for Padua. Now for Dover, 2 points for Amani Sudler, 5 points for Lily Harper, 2 points from Ice Epps, and 5 points from Benson. So Benson and Harper leading the way for Dover, and leading the way for Padua, Grillo and DeMarco. So really, 4 players have scored so far for both teams. and that's about expected for these two because, again, both of them are not really deep off the bench.
No, I think Dover did a good job making some adjustments. Padua was a little bit cold from the field. On offense, Dover started to go inside. I think they found some success when they finally were able to find some openings inside for Benson, primarily Benson underneath. And Amani Settler, that nice little driving layup, that was a heck of a shot.
Yep, sure was. I'm Glenn Frazier. He's Mike Lang. To the right of Mike. Sometimes he might get on camera. You see the back of our head sometimes with Nick Halliday on camera. Nick Alessandrini producing for us.
I did the camera in the first game, and it's impossible not to get the backs of your heads.
Yeah, and I love this vantage point. We're right down on it. And there's an early whistle and a timeout taken by Coach Sackett.
Glenn, why don't you tell people where we will be this, well, you know where we're going to be because I really don't know.
Tuesday
I know
night.
Tuesday where we're going to be.
Tuesday we'll be at William Penn. William Penn Colonials taking on the St. E's. We're going to see St. E's again. I'll see William Penn for the first time this year. And they had a couple of transfers, I think, that just got back out on the floor within the last week or so.
Yeah, one was a transfer and one was an injury, so they're healthy now and they're fully stocked. They deliberately scheduled very few games early, so these guys would be able to play.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what,
good. That's a good team, man. Gary Lumpkin, I think
he does a great job.
Coaches out there.
Yeah. And typically, William Penn is a second-half season team, anyhow.
I never want to play them in a tournament, that's for sure.
Yeah. They are a tough out. Oh, good anticipation of the passing lanes. Dover coming away with a steal. And that Sudler takes it coast to coast and got the roll.
Really impressed with Amani Sudler. Just went right up. Padua not wanting to foul there, which was probably a smart move, but the lead's just 6. Dover with a little pressure on defense here.
4 points now for Amani Sadler. And they anticipate the passing lane again. This time it's Harper. Harper couldn't get the layup to go. I think we've got a tie up.
She hurt herself.
We've got a tie up. Possession arrow
I hope
favors.
she's okay. I think she landed on her wrist.
Dover will get the possession.
Maybe on her hip. It's Southern.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want everybody to be okay. And from a basketball standpoint, she's playing really well today.
She is she's got the hand on the hip there. Apparently okay, though, staying in there.
Good to see.
Trying to get it into Benson.
Oh, is it?
She tipped it. I think she passed it and then tipped it to her.
She was still out of bounds when that was a great idea. She was just standing out of bounds when she tipped it.
We're 1 minute into this third quarter. Padua up by 6.
Yeah, Padua just can't get on track from deep.
Nice move in the paint, a good shot up and in.
But they'll take the 2 from DeMarco underneath.
DeMarco now with 8 points in the game. And the lead back to 8. That's what it was at half. Backcourt pressure. And breaking that press is Sudler. Nope, there's a steal on the passing attempt. Kick it back out. Just inside the circle, the shot missed everything. I thought it was partially deflected. Benson runs down the loose ball.
Possibly. Durantry just couldn't get that ball elevated enough. There was a lot of white shirts down there. Yeah, it looks like Harper's going to slow things down just a little.
And you knew what? When we get a break, we need to check with the scores table and see who number 14 is for Dover.
We forgot to do that at halftime, didn't we? We were sitting here talking about the differences in the size of the basketballs. Girls basketball, circumference 28.5 inches. Boys is 30.
Okay.
All those years I worked in sporting goods, something stuck.
Yeah, there's a good anticipation in the pass. And a steal by the Pandas. They don't have the numbers. Stopping at the free throw line, no good, but the rebound is up and in by DeMarco again.
Lily DeMarco the last few games is really kind of establishing herself as an option.
Another steal. Buffon got this one. Now players hit the deck.
I think they're going to call a foul.
Traveling. One official on the far side calls a travel. And now they're going to get together on it.
I think they're going to go with the foul. That's not going to make Padua very happy. But
no. Foul on Lily DeMarco, and that'll be her second.
Harper just happened to be facing the official who called the travel. And she had questions.
Yes. I think she got an answer.
It was the one she wanted.
Dover down by 10 now with the ball. 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Senators hanging around. Good defense. Zone look here from Padua, and they are packed in. Just kind of forcing Dover to take an outside shot. Trying to force a pass underneath to Benson. Too much traffic there, and an easy steal. Buffon over on the right wing, 3-point shot on the way, and that's a little bit too strong. And that pass will go out of bounds to Dover. So with 5 minutes to go in the third, Senators get the ball back. See if they can get this double-digit deficit down. And that's stolen. Inbounds pass is stolen. Turnaround jump shot. Misses. Loose ball goes to the Senators, but they're trapping. And we have a whistle and a timeout. Dover alertly, Coach Davenport calling timeout before the tie-up.
Well, at the end of this one, we're going to name the, let's go with the Sodal Concepts. Claire's Fashion. How about the Claire's Fashion Delaware 302 player of the game? Thanks. You guys should have told me that before the game.
You can, and speaking of Claire's, you can get the dress of your dreams.
I can?
It's waiting for you, Mike.
Yeah, sure it is. By the way, Claire's right down the street from my house, so hey, I'll be there. We will have the, we'll give the player the Delaware 302 Sports chain of their dreams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we'll have them over here for a quick
A little
interview.
bling bling around the neck.
The girls love it.
Matching earrings.
Hey, wait, Stevie Nixon, who got it today for the boys' game, asked if he could keep the chain. We said, sorry, Stevie.
Oh, yeah, they always do, even in the football season. Did we find out who number 14 is?
Yeah, but I don't see the name on the roster. Adrian. Maybe it's Orion. No, is there an 11 out there? I don't know. Nope,
Jump shot in the lane, no good.
That was number 11 who just shot.
Yeah. Yeah, she's out there. That's more.
I'm going to check their JV roster. Maybe there's somebody on there.
Dover around the perimeter trying to find a weakness to get a cutter, but there's not much movement by the Dover Senators.
Yeah, Padua's still playing a good defense. They're struggling on offense. Well, I don't know if they have a three-pointer today, the Panthers, which is totally unlike them.
Yeah, they do have one, Buffon.
Oh, okay, so yeah, she did make the one. But that's not Padua's game. They usually put up about 7 or 8 per game.
Good move in the paint, but then losing the handle on the way up. Running the break. Grillo, she'll pull up for a jump shot. That's no good. She runs down her miss, though. That's good hustle. Now Grillo into the paint. Kicks it out. Cross-court pass. Nice pass underneath. Alertly finding a wide open DeMarco. 6 points for her in this quarter alone. And the lead's up to 12. And a whistle down the other end of the floor. Dover turning it over. And Padua will have it.
Well, you know what to say. The shooting's not there, but defense never slumps. And Padua is playing good defense, holding Dover so far to just 16 points through almost 3 quarters.
Well, that's got to be the key. I mean, you talk to a lot of coaches on the boys and girls side, almost a travel there.
But
And they'll all tell you, Mike, defense sets up our offense.
Padua is struggling in offense today.
We'll give Dover a little bit of credit, too, defensively, huh? They're staying with them. They're quick. Just can't lose sight of players cutting like that. And that's a good reverse layup up and in by Buffon.
So they're getting DeMarco open underneath and Buffon snuck underneath there. You're right. You got to have somebody who's got an eye on everybody.
Got to watch the baseline. You got to watch the covers.
You're right. Dover deserves credit. They're playing good defense.
Padua's now opened up a 14-point advantage. That floater in the lane, well, I think, was altered at least. Under 3 minutes to go in the quarter, and almost a steal there.
Yeah, Hayes lost the handle. She ran up on Harper. Harper kind of causing that distraction. Checking in his ice.
Ice Epps. Love it. Her name's actually Isa 2.
I'm glad you said that because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, that's what the PA announcer, Eric Torber, told me. Ooh, there's a smooth shot, and that's a 3. And that's down. DeMarco is putting it together this quarter. 9 points for her in the quarter, 15 for the game.
I mean, she is emerging as a legitimate third scoring option for Padua, which is really important.
Crossover dribble. Sudler Passes it off. Benson had her shot blocked. Battles to try to get it back.
Let's see, maybe do a step fake and try to drive that in.
Pass over in the left corner. Buffon three-point attempt off the back of the rim, and Benson comes away with the loose ball. Outlets to Sudler. 2 minutes to go in the third.
Dover's success was going underneath.
Sudler trying to save that one. She did not. Nice steal and then a quick release to Buffon. Then she dishes off underneath. Dover collapses defensively. Inside the arc. 2-point shot. Up and good. And Sophia Buffon now with 9 points.
Did a good job there. Dishing it off when she did not have the initial shot.
Padua starting to distance themselves now, Mike, from Dover. To flex their muscle a little bit. 2 players for Dover run into each other. Try to save there.
Sudler just lost the handle.
They just haven't been able to get off many shots in the
No,
half-court sets.
Padua, right, look at DeMarco, right all over him. Without fouling, and 1 foul this quarter for Padua.
Just over a minute to go in this third. Padua's now opened up a 19-point advantage after they led by 8 at the half. Baseline pass.
There you
That's
go.
Benson trying to get loose. Yeah, she's got to do more of that. They need to find her under there.
Totally agree with you right there. Like I said, they've been able to score. It's been inside.
Yep. 7 points in the game for Benson.
Nice
Padua,
pass.
step back, 3-point shot. Good. DeMarco. And she is having a quarter.
Coach Sackett wanted to make sure the referee knew it was a 3-pointer.
12 points for her in this quarter alone, 18 for the game.
She wants that Claire's Fashion Player of the Game award.
She does. She's working for it.
She's got a prom coming up.
20-point lead now, under 20 seconds to go in this quarter. Down inside to Benson. They collapse on her. Sudler thought about the 3. Now down in the left corner. There's a 3-point shot by the mystery player. And now 4, 3, 2. Buffon passes it off. They got the shot off, but it went under the rim. So a really good quarter for Padua as they open up now a 20-point advantage. We'll be right back with the 4th and final quarter right after this.
Happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Padua outscored Dover 16-4 in that third quarter. They're now in control of this one, up 20, 38-18. 1 quarter left to play. Glenn Fraser alongside Mike Lang. Nick Alessandrini producing. Nick Halliday on top of the bleachers with the camera. And Jason Winchell here as well.
Quick third quarter. 1 foul between the 2 teams, and Padua with the offense there.
Yeah, DeMarco had a quarter, huh?
Yeah.
12 points for her in that quarter. She leads all scorers with 18. Good hands by Dover. Found out who 14 is, Adriana Flamer for the Dover Senators.
So he did say Adriana, but she's not on the roster we have.
Right. Well, that's the roster that comes off Dover's website for sports.
Right,
3-point shot in the corner. That's just a little strong.
They didn't have a JV roster on there.
No,
so.
I noticed that. Harper didn't have the number. She backs it back out and gives it to Sudler, top of the circle. Just underway here in this final quarter. Glad you're joining us here on our YouTube channel. Top of the circle, 3-point shot. Sudler couldn't get the bounce. Benson got the rebound, put back. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Good job there by Sarah Zona Benson. She's up to, let's check this out, 7 points out of the 18 for Dover. all 18 of their points on the floor.
Yeah, last year Dover, of course, a great season they had.
Yeah.
They went 19-5. They won the Henlopen Conference. Of course, they ran into the buzzsaw that is Ursuline and Gigi Banks in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Ursuline fell last night to Imhotep Charter out of Philadelphia. The roster or the record doesn't look great, but that's still a really good team.
2 for 2 at the line for Benson. It's an 18-point lead for Padua. 7 minutes to go in this one. Benson now has 9 points to lead Dover. And attempted a steal there. Almost coming away with it was Moore.
Oh, they left Hayes wide open.
Good mid-range jump shot.
3 players collapsed on that ball as it went out of bounds. And they were able to find Abby Hayes, but nobody on her.
That's the 5th Panda to get in the scoring column. Back to a 20-point lead. Right wing 3-point shot.
Woo.
That's money. That's good form there by Lily Harper. That's her second make of the game.
Dover really needed that. I mean, if they have any hope of getting back in the game, you're going to have to hit some threes.
Harper now with 8 points. Her second 3 of the game. Bounce pass to the free throw line, and Benson with good hands to tap it away, but Padua holds on to it. Buffons pass in the paint.
Nice
Picked
block.
up. Good hands without committing a foul. Quickly, Dover comes out, 2-on-1. Sudler all the way with the left hand. Can't get it to go, but she drew the contact.
She is fast. Just up and down the court. Looks like Padua's bringing 3 starters back in.
That foul committed by Branchfield. That's her second. Nobody really in foul trouble in this game.
No.
Sudler at the line.
Kind of game we like.
Yeah, we had that in the opening game.
Nice pace to it.
In the boys' game.
Yeah.
Sudler converts the first. That's 5 points for her now on the night.
If you missed that one, it was number 3, St. Elizabeth, over number 2, Dover.
Right.
50.
No, well, I think we flip-flopped that.
Number 2, St. E's 50, Dover 48. Fantastic game.
Sudler makes them both. So what was a 20-point deficit down to 15 at the moment with 6 minutes to go.
Well, it only took them 2 minutes to get there, so we'll see.
Anticipating that passing. Moore is so close to getting a steal.
And she did bring Grillo, Hayes, and Grillo and DeMarco back in. Right.
Bounce pass stolen.
Durantry.
Here she comes again. Sudler, coast to coast, a little too strong with the left hand, though. And now the break runs the other way. Padua, Benson trying to get back. Bucket up and good. And that's Gianna Graham.
Graham's first points in just a freshman.
Dover slows things down for the moment. Sudler down in the right corner. He's got a little bit of space. I think they're really trying to make an effort to get it to Benson.
Padua's pack in the middle.
Yeah.
They're going to make Benson come out and get the ball and then work her way in. You see DeMarco on Benson right now and Durantry back there to help.
Yeah, DeMarco's been pretty much guarding Benson throughout this half. Now we got a whistle away from the ball. Timeout called by Coach Davenport of the Dover Senators. We'll keep it right here.
Well, I heard the assistant coach from Padua saying, well, they're making Dover run significant time off the clock, and obviously Dover's coaches noticed that too, and had to come up with some ways to get around Coach Davenport, some ways to get around that problem, because you can't be running 35, 40 seconds off. Each time you have, you'll be out of the game. Will be over before you know it.
A little bit more sense of urgency. But so far this quarter, Dover has outscored Padua 8-4.
I don't think they're playing poorly, Glenn. Padua is really tough, and they're playing some great defense today. The offense, Padua's offense has done what it needed to do. You know, they've had some great passes underneath, finding DeMarco. They got some points they got the 2 points there from Gianna Graham. Hayes put up the one bucket. You know, it's kind of been a quiet day for Grillo, quiet day for Buffon, but they're getting points. They're not like lighting it up like they have in some other games this year.
Been impressed with DeMarco's play in the paint on both ends of the floor. She's done a good job combating Benson, limiting her to 9 points so far, and she has scored As we said, she has scored 18. She's out right now, though. No, she's still out there.
Yeah, they have to. You can see right now, Durantry is on, looks like Flamer. And they got Mager and DeMarco. DeMarco has been tasked with Benson, and then getting some help. Looks like a little 2-3 zone here from Padua.
Yeah, they've been throwing a zone out most of this half. Benson gets the ball, but she's deep on the baseline. That's not a spot for her. She dishes off to Moore. Now, good pass inside, and Benson finishes that time. That's a good assist from Harper.
Yeah. Harper drew a defender, found Benson, and Benson just pulled her way in. And they've had success. That's what she's been able to do.
Once again, a 15-point lead for Padua. 4 minutes to go. We've played half this fourth quarter. Crossover dribble. Step back. Good hands. Sudler knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Padua ball as we get a few more subs in. Actually, Buffon coming back in the game, and Abby Hayes. So some valuable PT there for Graham. Didn't see who else came off there for
Mager.
Okay. Down in the corner, 3-point shot set. Good.
And here's going to be a bench warning.
And that's Abby Grillo. That's her first long-distance make. Actually, first points for her in the second half.
Quiet day for Abby, but they haven't needed her to score 25, which she's very capable of doing.
Yeah, she has 10 now. So 2 Pandas in double figures, her and DeMarco with 18.
Yeah, and that's got to make Coach Sackett real happy with Lily DeMarco has just really stepped up the last 2 weeks or so. Has really been scoring some points.
Let's see what Dover does to try to speed things up a little bit. Sutler baseline, good dish off on the weak side
foul.
to
There it
Benson.
is.
Benson's a good free throw shooter.
Oh, a late foul call there. I was wondering where the whistle was.
Yeah, she got hammered on the wrist, so she'll get 2 shots here.
She did get hit there.
I think it would be a good job, not like a moral victory for Dover, if they can score over 30 points against this Pandas defense. Now, this is one of the elite teams in the state, top 5 team. And Dover just doesn't have the team they had last year. They're young, they're inexperienced, they're in a rebuilding mode.
There are very few programs. It's a nice format there. Very few programs that never have to rebuild.
Yeah.
And Padua
Nice pass.
They're further ahead in their rebuilding.
That was a good pass to break the
was.
press, but then good hustle by, I think, Sudler to get back and knock the ball out.
She's
Yeah,
really
it was.
hurting out there.
Yeah, I think she got that hip smacked again.
But it's Padua's where Dover was, or Dover's where Padua was like 2 years ago.
Flamer helped Dover beat the press. Sudler backs off. 3 minutes to go. Good pass inside to Benson. She put the ball on the floor, though.
Gets her own board.
Yep.
She's going to get another one. Nope.
Nope, she had it ripped away that time, I think, by DeMarco.
Oh, good catch by Durantry, huh? Good hands by Kai.
Got DeMarco falling
Catch
back.
DeMarco, yeah.
Now,
I think they called a held ball.
do I need to bring my sneaker specialist in here and look at the sneakers here by
Hang
DeMarco coming off? What do we have there,
We're
Nick?
going to need the call from Nick Alessandrini here.
He's still scanning. I feel the scan going. Under 3 minutes to go in this one, Mike.
So I actually called a foul on Kai Durantry.
Okay.
On the
She fouled her own teammate on the catch?
Before the ball was even inbounded. Rose Casey coming in.
Okay.
One of the seniors.
This is valuable playing time for a lot of these girls.
Rose, the second in the line of Casey's to play at Padua after her sister Bridget.
Sudler trying to get it in baseline to Benson, was swatted out of bounds. So they'll try it again. Now Padua will put Dover in the bonus with the next personal foul. Senators need to keep that in mind in their comeback attempt, down by 16. Pass to Benson, back out on top to Sudler. Sudler right back to Benson. Puts the ball on the floor, turnaround shot, up and good.
They haven't found a way to stop it, and And that was missing for about a quarter and a half there.
15 points now for her.
Who's off the bench? It's Lily DeMarco.
Yeah, DeMarco coming back in with her defense. Yeah. Lead is down to 14. It was 20.
You got a timeout. I give credit to Dover. They could have just given up.
Yeah.
They found some. They found the weapon is Sarah Ziona Benson inside, and she just wills her way to the basket.
Yeah, they found a little bit of energy here in the latter moments of the ball game.
Maybe they found a way to get around that outside that zone and get it in there, because Padua didn't have a lot of holes in there for most of the game. Glenn, you and I both members of the Delaware Sports Writers and Broadcasters Association, so we just want to this is a little plug for the DSBA here. We want to congratulate our team of the year, Wilmington University softball.
Yep.
And they, along with our other award winners, will be honored at our annual luncheon on President's Day, February 17th, at the Riverfront Event Center up in Wilmington. The Coach of the Year, or I don't know which one's coming up, but on Wednesday will be the next honoree will be released. It's either going to be the coach or the volunteer, if I'm not mistaken. I should have looked at that schedule.
Yeah, don't give it away.
I
Now.
don't
You can't
I
give it
don't
away
know if
yet. Jason's watching you down
I
there.
don't know which one is next, Jay.
What's Mike going to say next?
Who's next?
Coach of the Year, but I don't want you to give it away.
I'm certainly not going to give it away.
Big grin on his face down there.
Coach of the Year coming up on Wednesday.
This lead down to 14 now. Dover with good defense on the inbounds pass. 2:26. Let's see if Padua wants to hold a little bit here. Yep, a little bit of five-corner. Buffon in the corner. Three-point shot, just a little short. And Dover ran down the loose ball more, but then she had it stolen away by Buffon. And now Benson gets us back. Down to Moore. Flamer. Baseline jump shot. Too strong. DeMarco with a rebound.
Good double team down there, and I think they called a foul.
Yeah, that's the first team foul committed by Dover in this fourth quarter, and it comes at the 2-minute mark.
I think it was the first one in the half.
It could be.
They had 0 in the third quarter. And we had a nice, I don't want to jinx us, we had a nice quick second half here.
Foul was on Sudler, her first. Yeah, Dover's got a trap now. They try to go for the steal. Moore running baseline, but Buffon all the way in, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, putback is in. I didn't see who made the shot.
Durantry.
Okay. They got blocked out here.
Did a nice job on the offensive rebound. I'm really impressed with Dover. You said they're a young team, and they've really hung right in there here in the second half.
It's a good learning experience for them here today, playing against, again, one of the elite teams in the state. Benson, a little inside-out game. Right back to her baseline. Kicks it out. Moore will take a three-point shot. The line drive won't go. DeMarco with another rebound. 1:20 to go. Outlet to Grillo. Grillo. Pass inside, knocked away by Flamer. She got the steal. Sudler wants to run. She didn't have the numbers, but a strong move. That would not go in for her.
I think she was standing out of bounds when she tipped that ball in.
Yeah.
I think Coach Sackett just wants them to calm down a little bit.
Yep.
Trying to make plays out there. Said we've got a minute to go.
Yep.
Just make them come to you.
Exactly. Really don't need to take a shot. The way they ball handle, they can keep it.
Dover's got 3 fouls to give.
Yep,
So.
there's a
Nice block.
It's a good block out of bounds. Ball will stay with Padua. Well, I would have to say right now our player of the game is going to be Lily DeMarco.
I think
Both
that's
ends of the floor.
Winner, chicken dinner. Sounds good, chicken dinner.
Don't talk food to me. I'm a little hungry.
I'm a little hungry too. Harper.
Harper's miss. Yeah, Padua comes away with a rebound. 40 seconds to go.
I think Coach just wants them to dribble it out.
Yeah. Spread the floor. We're down to about a half a minute.
Padua has 3 straight home games coming up. They'll start Tuesday night at home against a pretty good Delaware Military Academy team.
Yeah.
So they will play on
Just
Tuesday
had one of the girls reach the 1,000-point club.
That was Maya Hill.
Yep. Shot up. That was no good. Another shot. Moore tried to get the rebound. She just got it on the baseline. 10 seconds to go. Benson has her pass kicked away. So Dover will inbounds with 3 seconds left.
Dover also playing Tuesday, weather permitting. They'll be playing at Polytech. Tuesday at 6:15 at Polytech. Poly coming up, just had an upset win over Cape Henlopen. So the Dover take on Poly on Tuesday.
Padua's a good team.
Weather permitting down here.
They only lost to them by 2 points in the previous meeting.
So that's the next game for the Senators. So Tuesday night for both of these teams.
Quick release, no good, and that will do it. The final here, 47-31, with Padua victorious, winning their 9th game of the season. And we're going to keep it right here because just as soon as we're done with the handshake line, we'll have the coach come over, Denise Igo-Sackett. All right, we'll be right back after this short break.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
We're back here on Delaware Live. Post-game now after the victory by Padua 47-31 over the Dover Senators. I'm Glenn Fraser alongside Mike Lang, and now our player of the game, let's get the plug in here, our Claire's Fashion player of the game. If you need a dress, you know where to go to. Claire.
You know it.
You got any proms or homecomings?
I think winter ball.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
We're talking now with our player of the game, and it is none other than Lily DeMarco. 18 points in the ball game. You step out and make a couple of threes, but I was impressed with your play down in the paint, both offensively and defensively. Talk about that.
I was feeling it, and I just wanted to, get my points up, and I did.
You were guarding a tough Benson from
yeah.
Dover. Yeah, 23 on 23, right?
She's tough.
You did a pretty good job on it. She did end up with 15, but she got most of that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You came out for a while, and Coach saw Benson getting points, and you went back in the game.
Yeah.
Talk about your defense on her and how tough she was to guard.
Yeah, it was tough. She's a really good post player, but, I kept my composure, and I tried to stick with her.
Lily, when you think of Padua, your scoring options, you always think Grillo and Buffon first. Last couple of games, I was at the Kennett game and
Wilmington Friends.
And I was at the Friends game. And the last couple of games, you really seem to increase your scoring. Is that something that you consciously are doing? Is it something that Coach Sackett and you have talked about, or the team? Well, where's all the sudden scoring coming from?
I'm feeling myself. I'm trying to work harder, play harder, and it's all coming together.
Real quick, let's talk about the success Padua's had this year. You guys are 9-2 now, or 9-3. It's been a real good year for the Pandas.
Yes,
how about how fun it's been and where that's coming from?
It's a fun environment. I love it. I'm so happy I chose Padua. I love my teammates, love my coaches. I'm just ready to play all the time when I'm there and give it my all.
Well, listen, congratulations for being our player of the game, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
There she is, player of the game, Lily DeMarco, and now it's time to talk to the Brain Trust. You don't get to wear the bling bling, Coach. Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I don't mind. I don't need the extra bling.
Now putting on the headset, the victorious head coach, Denise Igo-Sackett, and you pick up your 9th win of the year. A Dover team that's kind of struggling this year after the year they had last season, but still they gave you a little bit of fight today. Talk about this matchup.
Yeah, coming into this game, we knew that Dover was going to be aggressive. They've always given us a pretty good game. We've been able to see a little bit of game film on them and can see that they're going to be trapping, coming after us, putting us ball pressure, and that was the case today. They really gave some of our ball handlers some trouble bringing the ball up. So Lily stepped up, was aggressive on the boards, was able to knock down some really key shots. But hats off to them. They're an aggressive team, and they kept fighting until the end.
What did you talk about in the locker room at halftime? Because it was a fairly close game, and then you kind of blew it open there in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, halftime, I'm always really getting on them about coming into the third quarter just with a little bit more fire. I felt that we were a little bit flat in the first half, in the first quarter especially, missing some easy shots, not making the extra passes. Our core is playing team basketball. So, I love when they swing the ball. So just really more of just sharing the ball, pushing the ball up the floor, and competing. My biggest word usually in the halftime is just let's go out and compete. So they did that in the third, and a little sloppy in the fourth, but I'm glad they closed it out.
Denise, it's been kind of a culture change at Padua over the past couple of years since you've been in there. What have you been able to do at Padua to kind of just change that whole they had success, obviously, under some previous coaches, but what's been different since you've been in there?
I would say, just making the girls feel comfortable. I'm trying to be upfront and honest with them coming into the season about their roles, letting them know when they're slipping from their roles. But I really focus on, we're either winning or we're learning. I don't usually use the word losing or lost. Every loss, we're learning something. And we do a lot of camaraderie stuff. This group gets along so well. They have a lot of fun. So I really stress, work hard, compete, and have fun. Because if you're not having fun, what's the point in playing? So I love they have fun off the court and on the court. And when they're having good days, we're successful. And I don't mean that as a win. I just mean playing together and getting better.
Now you got DMA on Tuesday.
Yep.
That's a tough team.
Yep.
Did you give us the real short version of the challenges you get against DMA?
Well, Kiera Benoit's playing really well right now. Obviously, Maya Hill is a force in the paint. So we have to definitely key in on those two. And, obviously they've got some good outside shooters. We'll go through kind of our scouting report, but for the most part, it's playing our team basketball and competing. I mean, that's kind of the same message every game with a little bit of key points on some players. But if they're competing and they're sharing the ball, we do great things.
Congratulations on the
you.
win, Coach.
Thank
Good
you.
luck the rest of the
All right,
season.
I appreciate it. All
Denise,
right.
good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
All right, we had our player of the game. We spoke to the coach. And now final comments from you, Mike.
Well, it's not always easy, even if you're the favorite, Glenn, to get up on a Saturday morning and whether you're going from north to south or south to north to come down and play, and it's a different atmosphere. Obviously, the size of the gym is different. The team is different, but I thought Padua did a good job. Like Denise said, they were a little maybe not quite as into it in the first half as she would have liked. They really responded in that third quarter in particular, and they're going home with a win. And, no matter who you play, if you're going home with a win, that's a good day.
Final scoring, just to run down a couple of players. Of course, our player of the game, Lily DeMarco, with 18, 2 long-range makes, 9 points for Sophia Buffon, 10 points for Abby Grillo. For Dover leading the way, Sarah Ziona Benson had 15, 8 points for Lily Harper, and 6 for Amani Sudler. All right, that'll do it. Thanks to both coaches, Jahid Davenport and Denise Igo-Sackett, along with the athletic director, Kevin Turner, here at Dover High School. Thanks to all the crew here today, Nick Alessandrini, Nick Halliday. Is he down here? Boy, he just jumped right off the bleachers. Jason Winchell, for my broadcast partner, Mike Lang, I'm Glenn Frazier. Thanks for watching our live stream. Have a great weekend.